Hmm. I think we'll wait for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. I guess Ravina is back.
Okay. Yeah, Ravina, just before you dropped out, we just wanted to know what was your key takeaway from the previous session. If you'd like to share that with us. Your key takeaway from the previous session. Yeah, we're waiting for your response. I think she's probably typing it out.
Hopefully. I guess Lisha, today's session is going to be more of a practical, knowledge based session,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Some things that they can actually practically use for their ideas or to help them in their pitch, isn't it?
Yes, yes, for sure. Trivarna, we're happy to have you. We know it's your first session. We are hoping that, even from this session that you'll have a lot that you can take away. Okay, Ravina is sharing that she's learned that the idea is not the starting point, that the problem is. That's great, because that was the most important part of the previous session. So if you were able to,
Absolutely.
gauge and understand that, then that's great. I think Anika, we can begin, right, girls? Are you all
Yeah,
ready?
yeah,
Should
I
we just
think
begin?
so.
Yeah,
And let's just try to make it a little more interactive session, whether it's on the
yeah,
chat box or it'll be amazing if we guys could have a conversation. It's okay to do it in a chat box as well, but just try to make it more interactive.
correct. That'll help us also, because like I said, we're thorough with this content, but we are here for you. So if you have any doubt, you have any queries, make full use of this session. And today's
Absolutely.
session is definitely going to be more practical. We're hoping to keep it a little more practical.
So I'll start by sharing my screen, Lisha. I guess since it's the first session for Trivarna, we can just give her a little brief of what we did in the previous session, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. So basically, Tivanna, we're just talking about how on this entrepreneurial journey, how should we even build an idea? So we're talking about idea building. Now, most of us or most of the girls here already have an idea, which is great. But then we're looking at how can we improve this idea? What is the mindset that we need to have? What is the perspective we need to have going forward with our idea? So we covered a few things. We thought we covered why should we even come up with an idea, and we saw how there are lots of fears that keep us away from pursuing this entrepreneurial journey and coming up with an idea, which is we are all faced with reluctance and self doubt, and we're all faced with the fear of failure. But then we broke all of those those barriers, and we sort of went through how it's important to have people in society who bring about a change, and that is what your idea does. Plus, within us is the capacity to come up with creative ways of solving these problems. And we will not fear failure if we work alongside our consumer and work alongside our client and pay close attention to the feedback that they give us. And in that way, we're not building a product or a service on our own, but we're actually taking in the users' feedback and we are co-creating, right? We're not only problem solving, but we're co-creating. So we went through this whole journey and we understood that our ideas are not the starting point, but identifying the problem correctly is the starting point. Understanding, what are the problems around me that I want to find a solution for? How can I empathize with the clients or the people suffering from this problem? And how can I come up with a solution that can benefit them? So this is what we covered in the previous session. We also learned a tool which is 5 whys. Okay, it's nothing but having to ask 5 whys to a particular problem or a particular complaint, so that we can come to the root cause of that, which we will see, which we will talk a little more about in today's session also. But the main two things that we're going to cover today is how will I build my idea finally, and what should I do, or what will I do to finally come up with our idea. Okay, yes. Okay, move on.
Absolutely. That was a wonderful brief, Lisha. Thank you so much. I guess we have Ramya also here.
Yeah,
Was
Ramya, it's
Ramya
nice to
there
have.
in the previous session?
Yeah, Ramya was here.
Wonderful, wonderful. So Trivarna says thank you. Thank you, Trivarna, for being a part of this session. And I hope this session really helps you out in polishing your idea finally. So Lisha, let's proceed with this. Let's go
Yes.
ahead.
Yeah. Let's talk about how will we build an idea now. Okay, again, we are going to look at certain important techniques which you will see. Let's keep it interactive. I'll need a lot of suggestions and inputs from you. Okay, yeah, next slide. Yeah, this is what we're going to do, basically how to think of innovative ideas. Firstly, before I tell you about ideation, what according to you is ideation? What is ideation? Yeah, what according to you is ideation? In your own words, you can type it out in the chat box. That's also okay. What is ideation? Is it coming up with a brand new idea?
Trivarna says it's generation of ideas and solutions. Very well said.
Okay, awesome. What about
You're almost
Ramya?
there.
Yeah, what about Ramya, Ravina? What according to you is ideation? Okay.
Maybe finding a solution to a problem or generating new ideas which will solve problems.
Okay, great, awesome. So we'll also see, like I mentioned in the previous session, we often want to come up with something new. That's our first thought. We want to create something that doesn't exist, but that need not be ideation. Ideation, as you'll see on the screen, is nothing but coming up with is not about coming up with a unique idea to solve users' problems, but just like what you all said, generating lots of ideas. It's about coming up with multiple pointers that can potentially provide a partial or full solution to the user. When we were actually practicing the 5 whys, we saw how there were different root causes for the same problem, right? That's exactly what ideation is. It is coming up with potential multiple pointers that can provide a solution to the problem and for the user, so that we can dig down and then eventually find what is the real cause that we are targeting. That is ideation. Yeah. Next, I'm going to take you through certain ideation techniques. Okay, they're going to be very helpful, because again, entrepreneurship is about a mindset. So we have to break certain blocks that we have in order that we are able to build this mindset. Okay. One such thing is called functional fixedness. I'll tell you what that is. But before we get there, I have a little experiment that I want you to solve for me. Okay. This is what the experiment says, and this is what I need you to do. I need you to fix the candle to the wall so that when you light the candle, the wax does not drip onto the floor. Okay. For this, you have three things. You have a candlestick, you have a matchbox with matches, and you have a box of tacks or pins. You know, the ones that we put on notice boards, those. Okay. Now you need to fix the candle to the wall so that when you light it, the wax doesn't drip onto the floor. Can you tell me how can we do this in your own words and using your creativity? Come on, you got to use your creativity and tell me. And I can't solve this experiment alone, so I definitely need you to interact. Silence means I'm assuming you're thinking, so I will give you that space. Everybody understood the question? Yes? Ramya, Ravina, Trivarna, you understood the question? Yeah, girls?
Let's just try and think about it. Let's just, give some ideas. Ramya is thinking about it.
I think so.
Yeah, she says yes.
I need a response from all three. So I'll give you a minute to think about it. Okay, and then I'm expecting a response from all three.
It's okay to give wrong answers as well, as long as you're trying, right? So let's just try and let's just brainstorm and think what way is the best way to avoid the wax from dripping.
Fix the candle to the wall so that when lit, the wax doesn't drip onto the floor.
Ma'am, can you just tell me the materials that are present on the table?
You have a candle, you have a box with pins like the tacks which you put on the notice board, those pins, and a matchbox with matches. Come on, girls, try. Whatever you're thinking, share it with us. Challenge yourself to think. Yes, Ravina, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you want to share?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we can empty that box, and using those pins, we can nail that box to the wall, and we can lit the candle on the box so that it won't drip onto the floor.
Absolutely. That was amazing. Did the others have the same response? If you had a different response, can you share it with us? This was Ravina, right? Or Ramya?
Ravina, ma'am.
Ravina,
Okay.
Ravina, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ramya, do you have a different response?
I thought since it is a kind of from the top, you have a mounted kind of stuff. You could have made it a little kind of valley where it doesn't flip out, and that's what I thought of. But I don't think it's correct.
Okay, but good. But good. At least you're thinking. That's what matters. What about Trivarna? Trivarna? Okay, Trivarna doesn't have an idea. No problem. So what Ravina said was absolutely correct. Okay, which is you empty the box. You can either empty the matchbox or the box of pins. You place the candle in the box. Using the pins, you attach the box to the wall and light it using the matchsticks. That way, the wax won't drip on the floor because the candle's in the box. That's lovely that you guys were able to solve it. Often, what happens is people get stuck with the typical use of the product, and they never try to mix and match or think out of the box, and so they will try to they will still they will keep the box intact with its items, because they see the purpose of the box as only as a container and not as something to collect the wax that drips off. Okay, this is functional fixedness. When you look at a product and you think that it only has one fixed function. Okay, uh, in the previous session when I was talking about this last Friday, I gave you an example of a toothbrush. What is the main function of a toothbrush? Yes, it's very obvious. You can't take time to tell me this. What is the main function of a toothbrush?
Brush our teeth, ma'am.
Absolutely. Can we do other things with the toothbrush?
Yeah,
Like?
you can also use it for painting purpose. You can also use it for
Absolutely.
paint.
Correct. So now what we are doing when we are looking for alternate uses of a particular product, regardless of its main use, that is breaking functional fixedness. Okay, where you're not looking at this function, this product to have only one function of helping me brush, but you're saying I can use this product for a lot of other things. I can use it for spray painting. I can use it as a cleaning tool to clean cracks and clean certain edges in my my tiles. I can use it to clean certain areas that my cloth or my duster won't reach. Right? That's breaking functional fixedness. This is a very important thing to learn and understand, because tomorrow when we come up with our products or we're looking to innovate and transform our ideas, we need to look at materials the same way. Don't look at the traditional use of the material. Look at how we can manipulate that material. How can we tweak and change it in order that it is most beneficial to us? Okay, next. So this was the first ideation technique, okay, to break functional fixedness. The next ideation technique is brainstorming. I'm sure you all know about brainstorming. It's very, very obvious, okay, but there is a particular way we need to brainstorm. Just simply talking and just simply expressing our ideas is not at all going to be helpful. But brainstorming has to follow a particular structure, which is you set a particular time limit. Okay, gather together, set a particular time limit, let's say 30 minutes, let's say an hour, and within this hour we are going to brainstorm. Don't have like a you know an unstructured meeting. Have a very structured meeting. Stay focused on the topic, because often with brainstorming what happens is we tend to drift from the topic and we tend to move on to something else which is irrelevant. So as much as you can, stay focused on the topic. Don't cut others' thoughts out, even if you don't perceive them to be important. pay attention to what people are saying. You never know, their perspective, even though it's different from yours, may add a very crucial element to, you know, your idea or your product. Again, very straightforward things. Don't pass judgments, don't criticize, don't discourage another person's ideas. In fact, encourage weird, wild ideas, encourage opinions, you know, that are out of the box, that none of you thought about, that seem too random and weird. Encourage them. Ensure it is a, you know, very organized discussion where you have one conversation at a time, so that everyone is heard and everyone can express themselves. Be visual. Try to you know, try to depict what you're talking about, maybe sketch what you're talking about, try to imagine what you're talking about. Build prototypes, which we're going to talk about prototypes a little more, but be visual and aim for quantity. What I mean is, aim for large number of ideas, large number of suggestions, large number of opinions. That's the next ideation technique, which is brainstorming. Next. This is just a brief recap of your problem sheet. Okay. After you do all of these things, make sure that your all your key points are mentioned in your problem sheet, which is who's facing the problem, what needs to be addressed, what are they currently using, what product are they currently using, what are the limitations of that product, why do they need a solution, and what is your idea. After all of this, you define the problem statement. Yeah, this slide is clear to everybody, or would you want an example?
Yeah, so Lisha, I guess it's the first time for Trivarna, right? So we can just explain this to her real quick. And Trivarna, you can just take a screenshot of this particular slide. This will help you in, you know, just refining your idea a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think you can just give her a quick overview of this, Lisha.
Yeah, for sure. So Trivarna, this is called the problem fact sheet. Okay. Now, when we are trying to solve a problem, right? Because we spoke a little bit about how your idea is not the starting point, your problem is the starting point. And so we are trying to define this problem as accurately. So in the first segment, you'll see who's facing the problem. Okay, let's say the problem is we need we discussed this. I'll take the same example. Garbage pollution is the problem. Who is facing the problem? So maybe you'll say residents are facing the problem. Okay. Then let's look at what needs to be addressed. Now, residents are facing the problem because they are mixing the wet and dry waste. As a result, bins are also overflowing and there is no sense of proper waste segregation. So what needs to be addressed? The issue of waste segregation, and to address the problem of how, you know, there is lack of awareness about waste segregation. Then we'll have what are they currently using. Let's say they're currently using, you know, just their normal municipality bins that don't have segments, don't have instructions. What are the shortcomings? All of these. No sensors, no instructions, no awareness, you know, about waste segregation. Why they need a solution? Because garbage pollution is a serious issue. It causes a lot of disruption in society, and it also can cause health problems, right? It can cause a lot of other issues. It's garbage pollution is not something that is that we need to celebrate. We need to tackle the issue. So maybe your idea will be you know, coming up with these creative campaigns for awareness of waste segregation. Secondly, designing dustbins, you know, a little better in a manner that's more convenient for people to segregate their wet and dry waste. Okay. So with this particular problem that I discussed, your problem statement will be to resolve the issue of improper waste segregation by creating awareness and designing user-friendly bins, for example. Does that make sense, Trivarna? I'm waiting for Trivarna to type yes or no. For the others, you're clear about the problem data sheet, right, Ramya and Ravina? Then we can move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
So should we
Next.
move ahead?
Yes, yes. Now, in our whole ideation journey, we also saw that it is about coming up with multiple pointers, right? So does one problem have one solution? No, it can have multiple. Let's, look at this through an example. Now, again, I need your responses for this. My complaint is I want clean water. Solve my problem. How will you solve my problem? I want clean water. How will you
Nisha is
solve?
asking for a very common thing. Yeah? She just wants clean water. So
I'm very simple. I just want clean water.
How can we give her clean water?
We could achieve more filtration techniques and other purification techniques.
Okay, certain purification techniques, through certain purification techniques, we can purify the water. Awesome. Anything else? What else can we do? We just said, no, one problem can have multiple solutions. Yeah, the rest of you? You'll only give me a purifier. What if I'm living in a gaon and I don't have free flowing water? I only have a well. I want clean water. How will you give me clean water? After I draw the water from the well and I fill it in my vessels, how will I get clean water? Yes?
Maybe filtration and other boiling techniques.
Okay, maybe I can use some sort of filtration, some natural filtration. Okay, let's say I'm traveling. I want clean water. How can I have clean water? I'm traveling. Yes? While traveling. What do you guys do if you want clean water and you're traveling?
Maybe purchase it from a shop nearby.
Exactly. You'll purchase it from a shop, right? You'll buy some packaged drinking water. So we'll see in the next slide now. To one problem of I want clean water, there can be multiple solutions. Okay. Maybe if it's a villager that wants clean water and they only have one source of water is through their well and it's stored water, then they can use some sort of purification or alum to purify that water. If they have free flowing water 24/7 through their taps, maybe they can have a water filter or they can have an RO for continuous, if they have a continuous flow of water. If they're traveling, you can always have packaged drinking water in some way or another. So I just said I want clean drinking water, but there are multiple solutions to that one problem. Sometimes how to come up with the correct solution will depend on who is my client, who is my customer, and what is their background. Just like we discussed in the previous session, it's important to identify your users. What socioeconomic background are they from? What cultural background? Where gender, age, all of these facts, their lifestyle. Keep everything in mind and then come up with your solution. Next.
Also, Lisha, just to add something
Yes.
here. So when you said that you wanted clean water, right? You never said that you wanted clean water to drink. We all
Absolutely.
assumed that you want the clean water to drink. You can need clean water for anything, right? To bathe, to anything. So the problem is that we start thinking on one track only, right? And the purpose of us showing this slide is also for them to understand that you have to understand what the user wants and why the
Correct.
user wants that particular thing, right? So
Correct.
just to add to this point, when she says I want clean water, or when a user says something, let's try and understand why the user wants what he or she wants, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a perfect point. Definitely. Because otherwise we will be solving a wrong problem.
Exactly.
Let's look at more examples. Now we'll see, yeah, more examples where we see how we can build multiple ideas. Okay. This is just an example of like a garbage bin. And all the pictures on the screen are garbage bins only. They're just of different types. First, you have garbage bin with wheels. Then you have garbage bin of different shapes and sizes. You have color coded type of garbage bins. You also have volumetric sensors on garbage bins. Maybe the function or the requirement of the people for these garbage bins are different. And so we have different types of these garbage bins. Okay, yeah, we'll see the next slide. Yeah, these are again some more examples of displays just above your garbage bins. Sometimes if garbage is a problem, okay, garbage or waste management, waste segregation, then identifying the root cause of the problem can lead us to different solutions. Sometimes it's awareness based. People don't have awareness. So we can build displays to tell them how to segregate the waste. You can also have educational videos on waste segregation. Sometimes the issue is garbage is not being picked up on time. Then you can have like a mobile garage, a mobile garbage truck or van that collects your garbage for you. You can have tracking systems to know when that garbage bin is full, where it is full, and how to collect it. Okay, just multiple ideas and solutions for the same problem. Now we're coming to an important segment, which is building prototypes. This is interesting because it's going to be mainly lots and lots of pictures that I will show you. Okay. Now, in your ideation journey, building a prototype is very important because it serves as a little temporary working model of your product. And it helps your user or your client understand the functions of your product. Also, when you get feedback, since this is a temporary working model and it's made out of materials that are not so expensive, you can always deconstruct and reconstruct it. Let's look ahead. These are I'm going to take you through examples of prototypes. Here is an example of a mouse and the prototype of a mouse, and we see how it has changed over the years. Then a prototype of an early sample model of a mouse. Okay, and I'm sure everybody knows what a prototype is. It's nothing but a little sample model, a working model, just to test out whether this product is functional. Can this function, is it relevant, is there a need for it, how can I improve on it after taking user feedback. Let's look at more prototypes. We're going to see prototypes of certain smart apps and tools. But before that, when you are building a prototype, ensure it's something that you can quickly come up with. It should be simple to construct and deconstruct. You should be able to touch, feel, whatever, the functions of the prototype and understand it through the, like that craft model. It should be exciting, and you'll need to encourage validation and feedback that you get for that and make your changes accordingly. Okay, next. Now your prototype is never your final product. As you can see here, there are prototypes of any mobile app, prototype of a home automation app, prototype of a sensor based prosthetic hand, right? The real product doesn't look like this, but you just use some makeshift, you create a makeshift sort of a product, and you highlight what materials you're going to use, just so that your client has a fair understanding. Next. Some more prototypes of a smart watch, of a smart backpack, of a 3D printer. Yeah, next. And the point of building a prototype is nothing but to understand that, is this really what my user wants? and to get user feedback. Okay, after you present this, make a note of what worked. You can take a screenshot of this slide, make a note of what worked, what could be improved in this product, the questions that you have, your users have, make a note of all of those queries, doubts, suggestions, and finally your idea. What is your idea now after taking all these things into consideration? What's your final idea? Next. This is how will I. Okay, we just covered how will I. How will I actually build my idea, which is break functional fixedness, think out of the box, brainstorm. Okay, build ideas, understand, build prototypes, sorry, and understand that one problem can have multiple ideas. Okay, now let's look at the last part of today's session, which is what will I. What will I, in this session or segment, we're going to focus on what are we going to, what are we going to target? What is it that we're going to incorporate? What should we properly focus on in this ideation journey? So when building our product or our service, we need to focus thoroughly on two aspects, which is benefits and features. What according to you is more important, the benefit or the feature? Very straightforward.
The benefit.
Definitely, right? Because anybody who purchases your product purchases it for the benefit that it gets from the product, not only its features. Okay, so the features of this product could probably be the bed that you can see on the screen, is that it's made of sag wood, it's 6.5 feet long, it has high tension springs, the mattress has high tension springs, 2-inch coir, which is great. Okay, but what are the benefits of me using this particular mattress versus another? Is that on this mattress I get sound sleep. It's also durable and body adjustable. So the features may be great, but more than the features, I'm focused on the benefits that I'm getting from this product. Sometimes the benefits are not very obvious. The benefits could be a feeling of confidence, or you feeling beautiful that you gain from just using this product, and that's why you buy a product. That's what a lot of beauty products tackle, right? Soaps and shampoos and oils and creams. The benefit that they offer you is, healthier skin. They'll offer you, beauty. They'll say, oh, you're going to look more beautiful, your skin's going to glow, you're going to feel confident, right? Even toothpaste, they will, they will kind of offer you the benefit of confidence. Like if I have to use toothpaste as a product, the features of some of the toothpaste, let's say Colgate that has salt, is that the feature is that it is rich in calcium, it has extra contents of calcium. Let's say it also has salt, it also gives you fresh breath and cavity protection. Okay, all of these things are its the features. Benefits are that, oh my, I'm going to have healthy set of teeth, I'm going to have good oral health, I'm going to feel confident when I'm talking to people, right? And so I'm buying the product, of course, for the features, but more for the benefits, because I love feeling confident. I want to be able to talk to people without being afraid of bad breath and things like that. So is that clear? Benefits and features. When you're building your product, what will your idea contain? Benefits and features, but you're going to target benefits, because benefits are what people buy your product for. Okay, anyone has examples that they would like to share with me of a product and its features versus its benefits? Can you give me an example of products and tell me what the feature is and the benefit is of the product in your example? Yes, Ramya, Ravina.
Maybe one thing that most of us can relate the most to, that's a mobile phone, right, Lisha?
Absolutely.
So a simple mobile phone can have the features of calling and taking a picture, but we buy users buy Apple because of the benefits that it has. So
Correct. And the
that's
status
most
symbol that it is.
absolutely. So these are all the benefits that a person or the user looks for. So this slide basically emphasizes on why and what the features should be, because that is the benefits should be rather, because that is what a user would focus on, isn't it?
Correct. Absolutely.
I hope everybody is following. Ramya and Ravina and Trivarna. No,
Trivarna is not in the meeting.
oh, she's not in the meeting. All
Yeah.
right. So Ramya and Ravina, I hope you guys are understanding and are following the session.
Yes,
Do you have any questions? I think Ramya is commuting, so that's why she can't respond. All right. So should we move on, Lisha?
Yes, yes, we'll move on. Yeah, this is just basically what I was talking about. Your user buys your benefits and not your features. Okay. Not only your features. Yes. Let's look at one interesting aspect. Now, this is very practical. It's called the business model canvas. Okay. Now, in your journey of building an idea and coming up and having your own venture, having your own business, this is just a simple business model that all of you can follow with all key pointers and important points for you to keep in mind. Okay, let's look at that business model canvas. In one place, you have all the important segments that you can focus on. This is an example of an empty one. Okay. In your own business and venture, one very important thing you need to keep in mind is key partners. Who are the people that you will partner with? Make a list of all of those people, companies, organizations that you are going to partner with for your product. That will come in the first segment. Then you will have key activities. What are the key things that your company or your business is offering or doing? Make a list of all your key activities. What are the resources that you need? Make a note of all the resources that you need besides your finances. What is all the equipment, maybe the products, the services? What are all your resources? Your employees, how many? Make a note of that. Then you have something called value proposition, which is what is the something unique that your company is offering. Okay, that's your value proposition. How is your company different from another? You'll have to make a note of those make note of those points under the section of value proposition. Okay, girls, you can also take a screenshot of this. This will be very helpful for you. Value proposition is nothing but what is something unique about your business or the service that you're offering, which adds value to your business and your service. Okay. Then customer relationships. Again, how are you going to maintain customer relationships? What are your strategies? How are you going to go about doing these things? Who will your customers be? Will come under your customer segments. Who are the people you are targeting? Who are the users or the consumers that you're going to focus on? Is going to come under customer segments. You're going to have channels. How are you going to reach your audience? Okay, what are the different means through which you're going to get your product to your consumer? What are the different channels? You will make a note of that. What is your cost structure? Okay, all of your your expenditures, how are you going to go about all of that? And your revenue streams. This in one place this is called the business model canvas. In each of those segments, they cover key pointers that you will need to keep in mind for your own business and your own venture. I will give you an example of Netflix's business model. Okay, we'll see it on the next slide. And then ask me whatever questions you have about this business model canvas. Okay, this is Netflix's business model. Under key partners, we'll see Netflix's key partners, which is certain investors, media producers, filmmakers, okay, cinemas, theaters, TV networks, Amazon, consumer electronic companies, regulators. These are all their partners. What is the key activities, okay, that Netflix kind of indulges in or like is part of or has? Is technology R&D, content licensing, content production, content distribution, data analytics, sales and marketing. Okay, what is the value proposition or what is something unique about Netflix and that business? Is 24/7 on demand entertainment. They are able to offer high definition shows and movies They're able to stream all of this content online, unlimited access, Netflix original. Okay, you also get a 30-day free trial, no commercials to trouble you. There are no ads in between. This is their value proposition, or what is something unique that they're offering you. Okay, what are their key resources? Brands, apps, websites, their employees are their key resources, filmmakers, producers, prizes and awards that they get, all this becomes their resources. Customer relationships, self-service, on demand, ease to use. Okay, basically how do they maintain their customer relationship is that they offer, self-service. Netflix is an app that is absolutely easy to use, and so people prefer it because it's not complicated. Okay, under customer segments we see, how everything is divided and also open to people of different geographical segments of people belonging to different clusters. It's basically open to everyone, right? When Netflix is concerned, it's open to everyone. Then the channels through which they reach their audience is any device. You can have the app on your phone, you can have it on your laptop. Okay, how else will they be? Through advertisements. How else they will be able to reach is through word of mouth, offline advertising, online advertising, social media. If you see, even on YouTube and all, they will post these very catchy memes, right? All of this is what they do to get to the consumer or the user. Then you have their cost structure, which is what are the things that they've got to spend for production, research, licensing, infrastructure, marketing, payment processing fees, and general admin fees. Okay, revenue, how do they earn their money? Through the subscription model that they have. You have a monthly subscription, 3 months subscription, maybe annual subscription. Okay, product placement, DVD rentals, future model licensing. These are some of this is Netflix's business model, and this is how Netflix goes about promoting the service that it is offering. Does this make sense to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all have any doubts or questions? And you can ask me. Have you really understood it? Do you have any doubts about any segment, anything? Yes, Ramya, Ravina.
I just have one doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Is that USP the same for every, like, most of the things will be common in most of the ventures, I guess. USP.
You're
The
talking
unique,
about value proposition.
yeah, the unique selling purpose.
Will it be common?
Yeah, I guess the most even most of the platforms offer 24/7 on demand rental, I guess. So will that USP be same for some, like the common for some with the entertainment something?
So ideally, see, the success of your business is also determined by how unique your value proposition is, and also if you're really delivering what you're marketing, right? So it may seem like they are Netflix is saying hi, that we are going to offer high definition shows and movies, but what adds value to that is that they're really doing it. Correct. So maybe another similar app may say, you'll get to view high definition shows and movies, but they're not actually they're not actually how do I say, they're not fulfilling what they're marketing. In that sense, the user knows, and it will obviously prefer one app over the other. So value propositions for similar products in a market that is so competitive may seem similar, but you've got to focus on something new that you want to offer, something unique about your service that you want to offer, which will actually get your consumers hooked onto your product. And this will be the benefit part of it, right? Besides your features, what are the benefits that they're getting from it? Your value proposition should target those benefits. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's how much they cater to the relation, the customer stuff. So I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yes, correct.
I think a very important example that also we can add here is the difference between a Zoom meeting, like the one we're having right now, and a Google Meet, right? Both of these have the same purpose, like to have a meeting with your colleagues or a team. But the difference between Zoom and Google Meet is so obvious and so clear, and that is why see, Google Meet is something that is absolutely free of cost, isn't it? Everybody can use Google Meet for however number of minutes, however number of hours, but Zoom is paid. So when you understand the difference between, see, the quality also differs, right? If you use Google Meet over Zoom or any other platform for that matter, you will know the difference, right? So that is exactly what we mean here. You have to understand who your target audience is. If you want to have a meeting with about 100 people and a high quality meeting, then you obviously will go for a Zoom meeting, not for a Google Meet, right? And when we understand that difference, that is also helping us in making our business model canvas. Do you agree with that, Ramya? Does it make
Yes,
sense,
ma'am.
Nisha?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Was
I
this
guess
business?
DMC is clear. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just wanted to ask you girls, was the business model canvas helpful and practical for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any more
Yes,
doubts
ma'am.
or questions that you have? You can take a screenshot also of this just for your reference.
Yeah, I'll just move to the previous slide so that they can take a screenshot.
Yes.
Okay to move on?
Yes, absolutely. So that brings us to the last segment, the last part of our last segment. Okay, where we're going to just recap certain questions that we need to ask. Okay, which is what problem are we solving? Who is the user and what is the need gap? What is our solution? What are the benefits of our solution? Why would we love to solve the problem? Okay, these are five important questions that we're asking. So keep this in mind. It's just a general recap for you only to go back to as a framework. Okay, and with that I want to end with telling you the power of why. See, often we stop asking questions, of course, and we often forget why we're doing what we're doing. Remember, I started the session on Tuesday like that. Sometimes we keep doing what everybody else is doing. We forget why we're doing what we're doing. And so we're going to move on to the next slide, where I'm going to talk to you about the power of why. Okay. And Simon Sinek actually is the one who spoke about something called the golden circle, and he talks about the power of why. Okay, you're going to see the golden circle on your screen. There are three layers that every organization has, which is what they do, how they do it, and why they do it. Okay, so what Simon Sinek says is that most organizations do what they know what they do, right? They know, okay, we're selling watches, or we're selling laptops, or where education is the service that we're offering, or this, or whatever else is the service that we're offering. They know what it is that they're doing. We build certain machines, they know what they're doing. Very few among these organizations know how they're going about this. What is their marketing strategy? What are the techniques they're applying to sell this product? How are they doing it? There are very few who understand that. But even lesser than that are very, very few organizations who understand why are they doing what they're doing, which is what is the vision that they have for their organization. They're not simply selling a product, but they have a particular vision that they're striving to fulfill. And that is what motivates and fuels them, fuels their production, fuels their growth and their development, the vision that they have. Let's assume, let like the organization Kanika and me are part of, for example, it's called Enpower. Now what we do is that we deliver certain training sessions. Okay, we deliver educational sessions, business related sessions, sessions on entrepreneurship, sessions on design thinking. That is what we do. How do we do this? We get in touch with a lot of schools and organizations that would like us to mentor their kids, talk to their kids, and so we deliver online offline sessions. That's how we do it. Okay, now why do we do what we do? Is because we have a vision, which is, we don't only want kids to follow the patterns that already exist in society. We want to teach them a new way of thinking. We want them to have a mindset that is different from the mindset that traditional education institutes are producing kids out of, right? So our why is, we want to ensure that people know what they're doing, that they know that they have options, opinions, they have the power within them to create, and we want to reach a particular target. That's our why, right? Similarly, it's important for each one of you on your own entrepreneurial journey to tap into your why. Why do I want to design this product? Why do I want to build this venture? Why do I want to offer this service? Understand the vision that you have. Why do you feel called and drawn to a particular thing? Because once you tap into that and you understand why you're doing what you're doing and you hold on to your vision, then the what and how is easy. And even in times of crisis or times that are difficult for you in your venture, you will push past that because of the vision that's before you. All right. So hold on to your power of why, because that will always see you through in this journey of entrepreneurship and idea building. With that, I just want to end with telling you, keep ideating, keep thinking, have a perspective, wherein you're looking for problems around you, you're identifying the right problems to solve, and understanding that entrepreneurship is a mindset, it's a perspective, it's not just a job that you will be doing. Girls, if you have any questions, you have any doubts, you want clarification on anything, you can use this time to ask me. You can use this time to ask Kanika. And Nikita is also here. If you have any doubts about submissions, the competition, anything, feel free to ask us.
Will this PPT be shared to our email IDs?
Kanika,
I will just talk to Nikita about this, and Ramya, you can just drop in your email address in the chat box. Also, Nikita, can you please share your email address here so that they can reach out to you in case they have any questions? Nikita, are you there? I will just call up Nikita once. Just wait, Lisha.
yes.
Oh, yeah. So Nikita is just dropping her email address in the chat box, and you can please reach out to her if you have any questions. Thank you, Ramya, for that. Any questions? Can we take any questions from Ravina or Ramya regarding the session or regarding your own idea if you need any opinion on that? All right, no problem, Nikita. So Ramya, is your idea finalized? Are you working on something right now? And how long have you been working on it? If you could just share some details with us.
Right now, I've not started anything yet. But when I was in the school, I remember doing we did a business plan. So I just had an idea about this USP and other stuff. But right now, I'm not working on it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I really hope that today's session will give you some inspiration and motivation to, just start working on something, right? And we're always here. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, you can just drop in an email to us. Nikita has sent her email address in the chat. Please note it down, Ramya, and you can just share your concerns or your questions with us on that email address. So, Nikita, if we don't have any more questions, can we close? Ramya, do you have any questions? Any more questions?
Ravina, what about you?
Ravina, I guess she has left the meeting. She's not here
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Okay. So I guess Nikita is okay with us ending this meeting. All right. Thank you so much, Ramya, for being a part of this session. I really hope this will make a difference to what you are trying to achieve.
Hi everyone, I'm so sorry
Thank you, ma'am.
I couldn't respond
No, no,
earlier.
it's
No
okay.
problem.
So it's okay to go ahead and close. I've just shared my email ID. If you have any questions, queries regarding the pitch
Ma'am,
fest, please, yes.
actually, last Tuesday, I did attend the first part of the class. That was the first one. So
Mhm.
I just wanted, it would be helpful that if you could share the PPT to our email ID.
You mean the recording?
If possible, the
Yeah,
recording too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I even registered for one class, and I remember it was August 31st, I guess. And I was
Mhm.
actually in the waiting was to pass half an hour, but it was not letting, so I just had to leave the meeting. So I didn't even attend that meet also, but I registered for it. So will I get the
Mm.
PPT or recording of that session?
Okay, no worries. Do one thing, just send me, drop in a mail. I will send you the recording. Which stage recording do you require? Let me know. And I will.
Yes, ma'am. I'll let you know in the mail ID. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Nikita.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Nisha.
Kanika. Thank you, Nikita.
Thank you,
Thank
Ramya.
you.
All the best.
All the
Bye,
best, Ramya.
everyone.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.